Welcome to the Week 7 Streaming and Waiver Wire Report. I'm Jason Gilbo here at Fantasy Football Cafe, wearing my shame proudly after last night's debacle of a game and play calling from Chuck Pagano, and who knows what he's even doing out there with that fake punt, whatever you want to call it. Just a brutal day of football for me, but moving on, I'm looking at some waiver wire ads. Looking at first Stefon Diggs, Minnesota wide receiver, rookie out of Maryland. Built up a really nice connection here with Teddy Bridgewater so far, especially with Charles Johnson out. And I think that connection is really going to continue because it's been working very well. Diggs has 19 targets in 2 games for 216 combined yards. Looking at his ownerships, he's less than 10% owned across Yahoo, CBS, and ESPN. So if you're in a PPR league, I'm definitely snagging him up this week at some point. And, he's limited in touchdowns, which hurts him a little bit in formats like, in standard formats. But you really got to like the way he's playing. I think Minnesota's a pretty well-balanced offense. Yeah, Peterson gets his touches, but Bridgewater's throwing the ball a lot this last 2 weeks, so look for that to keep going forward. Brian Hoyer getting the job finally in Houston. They've finally settled on a quarterback, and Brian Hoyer is the right choice. He has a lot of solid matchups the rest of the way. You look at he's playing the Titans, he's playing the Jags, he's playing the Colts, defenses that don't really scare anyone. And you look at the targets he has. DeAndre Hopkins is just playing out of his mind right now, and he's just a big wide receiver that's going to help Hoyer a ton. You also have Arian Foster, who works well in the passing game as well as in the run game to give him a nice balance. And Cecil Shorts, a great slot guy. He's reliable. Hoyer has 8 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards, in his starts or halves or whatever you want to call it this season because he's been in and out. But when he's been in, they've looked a lot better. And they're finally giving him the ball for the rest of the way. So definitely a great ad here going forward if you're in a tough quarterback situation or you were just looking for a solid backup. I am scooping up Hoyer for the rest of the way. Week 7 streaming options. This one I'm looking at Alex Smith. Pittsburgh, they've improved defensively from last year, but more so on the rushing side. They rank top 10 rushing. They rank 18th in pass defense per Football Outsiders. Kansas City lost Jamal Charles. And it looks like with last week, this past Sunday, the way they played, they're going to be throwing the ball a lot more because they only rushed for, I believe, 14 attempts between the two, Nile Davis and West there. Pittsburgh lacks against tight ends, which means Travis Kelce should be in the game a lot more this week. Jeremy Maclin, another nice matchup. Smith's not going to light the world on fire, but I think 200 plus yards and a possible 2 touchdown game is there. Especially against this defense that they held Arizona, but Palmer still threw for over 400 something yards. So Smith's more than capable. He's not going to hurt you. The ceiling's not that high, but you know what? If you need a QB to stream, look for him this week. Running back, it's kind of ugly. Lead me to Darren McFadden, but with Lance Dunbar out, McFadden took over the pass-catching duties in the backfield. He ended up with 9 catches for 62 yards against the Patriots. They face the Giants this week. I expect him to be down. I expect him to be down until they get fully healthy. Expect McFadden to see plenty of targets out of the backfield. Matt Castle's under center now, so I do like him. More for stability compared to Whedon there. But on the other side of that game, I do like Shane Vereen, but he is a bit higher owned. He is my first priority, playing in a similar role. I'm looking at him to stream as well, so those two are definitely my guys. Malcolm Floyd, wide receiver, not too highly owned anywhere, and if Keenan Allen can't go, but I think he should be fine. Just in case if any setbacks happen, Malcolm Floyd, excellent streamer this week. But if Allen does play, you can just knock him down to a safe, comfortable guy against a bad Oakland secondary. They rank 21st in pass defense. San Diego is just abandoning the run altogether. Melvin Gordon can't hang on to the ball. I think they're playing catch up or keep up with a lot of these teams because their defense isn't that great as well. I'm going to take my chances on Floyd this week as a streamer. Yes, he can be a bit inconsistent where he posts his 3 receptions for X amount of yards, or he can have a monster game. I'll lean towards the monster game this week facing a bad Oakland Raiders defense. Kyle Rudolph, not much out there at tight end this week, but Kyle Rudolph touchdown dependent tight end like a lot of these guys were picking up, but the Lions rank in the bottom 8 in points, fantasy points allowed for tight ends. Rudolph is also one of the few tight red zone targets that Minnesota has. Yeah, the targets aren't there this season, but if you are in a bye week situation with, say, Martellus Bennett, who's out, I'm looking at Rudolph there. Atlanta Falcons going to be my streaming defense this week, whether Marcus Mariota plays or not, because Titans are so one-dimensional. It makes it incredibly easy for a defense to prepare for them. I mean, we're looking at the running game that's in Tennessee right now. It's just horrendous. It's McCluster, it's Andrews, it's Bishop Sankey. None of them are working. They're all split. They're all producing for horrible yards per carry, making it tough for Mariota to really get anything going. But Atlanta's not a great defense. They're more middle of the road, both in the pass and the rush, but they're an opportunistic one, and I like them capitalizing on the Titans' mistakes a lot, like how we saw Miami do this past weekend. Despite being on the road, Mariota, not there yet. They got to help him out a little bit, and that's just not happening right now. So give me the Falcons. That's going to wrap it up here. Be sure to keep checking back in for the rest of the week here. Great content coming up every day.